Some people move through the financial markets the way others move through a storm, one wave after another. Some storms only leave them soaked. Others are strong enough to wash an entire generation of traders out of the game. And when you look back, only a few names are still there, quiet, unnoticed, untouched by noise or showmanship. I used to ask myself what kept them alive. Not because they were always right, not because they possessed some secret formula. This market doesn't favor the smartest, and it doesn't reward the most reckless. It simply, silently, removes those who never learn how to survive. Years ago, at a private gathering of longtime traders, I heard a sentence that still carries its weight today. A man in his 60s, calm and unshaken, looked at me and said, "You don't need to be better than everyone else here. You just need to stop killing yourself." At the time, I didn't fully understand it, but the longer I stayed, the colder and clearer that truth became. I've seen too many traders make enormous gains, numbers most people only dream of, and then disappear. Not because they lacked knowledge, but because they didn't know when to stop, when to step back, and when to accept that they were wrong. In trading, a massive win means nothing if the very next move costs you the right to keep playing. A small loss, on the other hand, if it keeps you standing, disciplined and clear-headed, is not failure, it's tuition. And eventually, you realize something else. Trading stops being a hunt for profits. It becomes a process of stripping yourself bare. Every bad habit, every illusion, every trace of greed and fear is exposed in front of the price chart. The market doesn't need to punish you. It only needs to reflect who you truly are. And anyone who refuses to face that mirror, sooner or later, walks away from the game on their own. The truth is, trading has never really been about money. Money is only the surface. What lies underneath and what is hardest to face is who you are as a person. Every trade is a conversation with yourself, and if you don't understand who you are, you won't last long in this game. Most newcomers believe that more tools, more indicators, a few textbook-perfect setups are enough. But the market doesn't operate on formulas, it operates on psychology. And what keeps a trader alive is never found on the chart. It lives in discipline, emotional control, and how well they protect their capital when everything moves against them. No one teaches you this in chat rooms. No course sells it as a secret formula. You only learn it after paying full tuition, with money, with time, and sometimes with your own confidence. I'm not telling this story to scare you. I'm telling you so you understand where you're stepping in, because if you're patient enough, clear-headed enough, you can become one of the few still standing years from now. But first, you need to hear the truth. When I started trading, I was no different from thousands of others. A demo account, a few random clicks, and a dream so bright it blurred my judgment. On my first night, the city was asleep. It was just me and the chart. Green candles climbed. I won. Then I won again. Everything felt effortless. I believed I had found a shortcut. I believed I was different. I believed the market had opened its doors to me. I went to sleep feeling like I had just touched the future. A few weeks later, I funded a real account. Not much, but enough to hurt if I lost it. I did exactly what I had done before. And that was when the market began to speak. Not loudly, not with warnings, just numbers quietly moving against my expectations. Within a handful of trades, my account dropped sharply, nearly 30% gone. I didn't cut losses. I reassured myself. I held. I added positions. I redrew levels, convincing myself it will turn back. But the only thing spiraling out of control was my emotion. One light rainy morning, I opened the app,
and saw that almost everything was gone. 80% of my account vanished in just 3 days, not in one massive crash, but slowly, quietly, over a few short sessions. The feeling wasn't about losing money, it was about being exposed, about watching the illusion that I understood this game shatter completely. I realized I wasn't special, not smarter than anyone else, just someone who stepped into deep water, swept away by the very first wave before even seeing the sharks. In the nights that followed, I couldn't sleep, not because of the money, but because I couldn't understand where I had gone wrong.
After that fall, I returned to the charts like someone who had lost his sense of direction. I went through every past trade, dissected every decision, and then threw myself into learning with something close to desperation. Books, videos, courses, anything that sounded high probability, I tried it. I moved from MACD to RSI. I studied Ichimoku, Elliott wave, order blocks, Wyckoff, volume profiles, smart money concepts. But the more I learned, the more confused I became. And the more knowledge I added, the thinner my account grew. At the time, I was convinced I was missing just one final piece, that if I could only find the right strategy, everything would fall into place. I jumped from one system to another, changing indicators like changing clothes. Every time I finished learning something new, I believed I had taken another step forward. The market didn't care. It kept taking my money in the same quiet, indifferent way. Until one very ordinary afternoon, in a quiet cafe, I met an older trader. Not famous, not teaching anyone, but someone who had made a living from trading for many years. He listened to me, looked at me, and said only one sentence softly. "The tool isn't the problem. The hand holding it is." He didn't raise his voice, but everything inside me stopped. For the first time, I stopped looking at the chart. I looked at myself, not as a trader searching for an edge, but as a human being driven by fear and ego. I realized I didn't lack knowledge. I lacked calm. I didn't lack methods. I lacked the ability to stop. I wasn't entering trades because the signal was clear. I was entering because I wanted to recover losses, to prove myself, to be right. And that was when I understood. The problem had never been the strategy. From that day on, I changed my approach. I stopped forcing myself to trade every day. I began spending time in stillness. After each trade, I wrote down my emotions, not the outcome. Before entering a position, I paid attention to my body, my breathing, my heart rate, the feeling in my fingertips. If my hands trembled, I stopped. If my heart raced, I stepped away. If I felt the fear of missing out, I knew I was standing in front of a trap. Slowly, I understood something very simple. The market never runs out of opportunities. People run out of patience, and impatience is what takes your money. I set rules stricter than any indicator. No more than 2% risk per trade. No more than 3 trades in a week. From that point on, I stopped trying to win more. I learned how to stop losing in stupid ways. And that is when the game began to change. I began to build a different rhythm for my life. After each trading day, I shut everything down and walked away from the screen. I went outside. I looked. And if I lost 3 trades in a row, I stepped away for 7 days. No charts, no news, no checking prices, no torturing myself with the question, where is the market now? The old version of me slowly disappeared. No more pointless excitement, no more sleepless nights over a handful of
There is a particular group the market seems incapable of eliminating. They don't shout about going all in, they don't chase pumps, and they rarely talk about their winning trades. But if you stay long enough, you'll notice something. They're still there, quiet, consistent, with nothing to prove. Their strength isn't found in a single profitable month. It lies in their ability to survive across multiple cycles. While the crowd is dragged around by emotion, they keep their distance. While others enter trades because they feel certain, these people wait because they understand that nothing is ever certain. When storms hit the market, they step back. They stand still like someone facing the open sea. Not out of fear, but out of understanding. No boat defeats a storm. Only those patient enough to wait for calm waters get to travel far.
I still remember a period when the entire market seemed to fall into a cold fever. One day during the 2022 crypto collapse, the news of FTX breaking apart spread and panic took over. Bad headlines came one after another, prices collapsed without pause, and fear traveled faster than any red candle on the chart. Everywhere, people were shouting, panicking, urging each other to get out before everything went to zero. That day, I simply sat still in front of the screen. I didn't buy, I didn't sell, I didn't do anything just to look like I was taking action. A friend called me, his voice rushed, almost shouting, "Why are you still sitting there? Can't you see the market is crashing?" I answered slowly. I managed my risk from the start. If I lose this, I still survive. If I can hold through it, that's the reward. He laughed, thinking I was reckless. But a few months later, when the market finally calmed enough to breathe again, he called me and said just one short sentence. "I don't have any capital left to come back." We weren't that different in terms of knowledge. We learned in the same places. We understood the market at a similar level. The only real difference was how we reacted when everything went out of control. I kept a clear head. He didn't. Trading, in the end, is a game of the inner self. No one wins forever here, but those who can control themselves never lose forever either. I once wrote a sentence on the wall in front of my desk, not to motivate myself, but to remind myself. Don't win because of luck, and don't lose because of stupidity. Those who stay in the game for many years don't seek excitement from the market. They don't trade for entertainment. They approach trading as a discipline of life, with limits, with rules, with lines that must never be crossed. They know when not to trade. When they're sleep-deprived, they stay out. When their mind is unstable, they step away. After a big win, they don't increase risk. After a loss, they don't seek revenge on the market, because they understand one thing very clearly. Bad psychology destroys an account faster than any piece of bad news. After a major win, it's easy to fall into the illusion of being unbeatable. You increase size, you ignore risk, you believe you've leveled up. And right at that moment, the market often delivers its most painful lesson. After a losing streak, the opposite happens. You begin to doubt yourself. You look for ways to recover quickly. You abandon your system. You trade from pain instead of probability. And little by little, whatever remains disappears. Survivors understand both traps. They don't let victory blind them, and they don't let defeat break their spirit. They do just one thing over and over again. They keep themselves clear-headed enough to stay in the game. And if there is one thing I want to leave with you, not as advice, but as the words of someone who has paid full tuition, it is this. In this market, you don't need to become the best. You only need to stay long enough. Those who remain in the market for a very long time all share one thing. They understand exactly where they are weak. And instead of relying on momentary willpower, they build a control framework strong enough to keep themselves from self-destruction when emotions rise. I've always called it a balance between cold discipline and durable faith. Discipline allows you to do the right thing, even when every emotion inside you is pushing you to do the opposite. Faith allows you to keep going, even when results repeatedly move against your expectations. At a deeper level, trading is about maintaining inner stability in the middle of chaos. It's not the person with more tools who wins, but the one who can remain steady for longer. During strings of red trades, they don't rush. In moments of doubt, they don't break their system. In the fear of losing, they still stay calm enough to let a trade reach its logical conclusion. Survivors don't avoid losses. They define them clearly, how much loss is acceptable and how to behave afterwards so they don't destroy themselves. I once watched a friend who would explode with anger after every losing trade, slamming the table and cursing the market. It wasn't the system that cost him money. It was an ego that couldn't tolerate being wounded. Those who stay long enough learn how to separate themselves from the chart. They don't need to be right. They need to be effective. They don't need recognition. They only need to remain in the game. And so cycle after cycle, through hype and collapse, they are still there quietly. When the market is euphoric, they don't get pulled in. When everything is falling apart, they don't panic. They don't act on headlines. They act on what they prepared long before the storm arrived. They understand one simple truth very clearly. Real wealth in trading comes from not being eliminated from the game. And if right now you recognize that emotions are driving your decisions, don't blame yourself. Everyone has been there. The only real question is this: will you start changing today, or wait until the market forces you to change with a far more painful lesson? The mindset of survivors isn't found in books. It's forged through failures, through losses, and through the decision to return with a clearer mind. And if you're still listening at this point, you're probably standing very close to that threshold already. I can tell you this as a raw, honest truth. None of the traders who survive 10 years are geniuses. They can't predict the market. They don't have mystical formulas or supernatural secrets. The only thing they have is a quiet set of rules. Unimpressive, unnoticed, but strong enough to keep them standing even when the biggest storm hits.
There is one thing I've realized after many years in the market. Those who remain don't talk about secret tricks. They live by a quiet set of rules, and anyone who doesn't have them, sooner or later, gets filtered out. Principle 1. Capital is life, not ammunition. Survivors don't ask, how much can this trade make? They ask first, if I'm wrong, how much do I lose, and will I still be standing? Capital is not a weapon to gamble with. It is oxygen. If you can't protect it, every strategy becomes meaningless. Principle 2. Every trade is probability. Don't fall in love with it. There is no perfect setup. There is no guaranteed trade. Survivors treat each position as a calculated coin toss, an accepted probability, not a stroke of genius. They accept being wrong as long as being wrong doesn't kill them. They don't love their trades, they love their system, because systems outlive emotions. Principle 3. If you don't write it down, you won't grow. You can't fix what you don't see, and you can't control what you don't measure. Unmeasured mistakes repeat themselves. Survivors record everything: their reasons for entry, their emotional state, how they react when they win and when they lose. They don't just track P&L, they track themselves. Principle 4. The market pays for consistency, not intelligence. There are many extremely smart traders, but the market doesn't remember them. Survivors use one system year after year. They ignore golden opportunities if those trades fall outside their rules. Outsiders call them rigid. The market calls them consistently paid. Principle 5. Losses won't kill you. Losing control will. A losing trade is not failure.
breaking your system is. Survivors don't judge themselves by the result of a single trade, but by whether they followed their plan. That frees them from the pressure of having to be right, and without that pressure, they trade far better. Principle 6. The more you crave money, the easier you lose it. It sounds paradoxical, but it's true. Those obsessed with profit don't see the market, they only see money. And when money doesn't come as expected, they lose control, become reckless, and fall into desperation. Survivors approach trading like farmers. They plant seeds, tend the soil, and wait for the season. They don't scream at trees to bear fruit faster. Money arrives as a consequence, not as a command. Principle 7. You don't need to trade often, only at the right time. Beginners believe trading more means improving. Survivors understand one thing: the one who swings the sword too often is the first to tire. They can sit for an entire week without placing a single trade, but when the moment arrives, they act quickly, cleanly, without hesitation. This is the art of non-forcing in trading. Trading is not a contest of intelligence, it is a discipline of the mind. None of the traders who survive 10 years are geniuses. They don't predict the market. They don't possess mystical formulas. They simply live by a quiet set of rules, strong enough to keep them standing when the storm hits. And now the question is no longer, how much do you know? It is, do you have the discipline to live by what you already know? The answer lies in what you choose to do after this video ends. You can close this video and forget everything I've just said, or you can sit down today, right now, and start writing your own rules. Because in the end, the market doesn't keep the most talented, it keeps the ones who are still standing. I know you've been in those moments before. The screen bleeding red, your hands turning cold, a single thought flashing through your mind: I just need it to come back. And then, in 1 second, you break the very system you swore you would follow. I've been there, many times. I'm not telling this story as someone who never lost, quite the opposite. I'm telling it as someone who has walked through enough fire to understand this truth. Trading is not a path for the flawless, it's a path for those who know how to return after every fall. I've blown accounts. I've sat alone at night, staring at flickering candles that seem to mock every belief I once held. I've lost more than I care to admit because of a single uncontrolled click. But I didn't leave the market. I stepped back. I wrote down every mistake, and I turned those mistakes into rules for survival. From that point on, I no longer traded on technique alone. I traded with awareness, with self-control, with a clear understanding of who I am when risk is in front of me. 10 years later, I'm not here as someone who won big. I'm here as someone who stayed. And in this market, those who stay are the quiet legends. You can be next. If you're still here today, if you still want to understand, not just recover losses, if you haven't quit. I don't offer miracle strategies. I don't promise to double your account in a month. What I share is the truth, the shadows, the principles, and the real nature of this game. The name trading psychology is not accidental. It's something everyone must develop to survive on this battlefield. And that is the spirit behind everything I share here. No flash, no hype, no polish, only real experience for people who are serious about financial freedom. If you're ready, start with the basics. Rewrite your system, review how you manage risk, and pay more attention to your mental state than to the chart. Rest when you need to, forgive yourself when you're wrong, and don't leave the table because of a few losing hands. This game truly begins when you learn how to survive. I am trading psychology, not a guru, not a media expert, just a trader who stayed long enough to tell this story. And if I could do it, so can you.